Hey there, guys. So I see that Tracy has went live late last night. She doesn't seem too happy, but seems that the Joker's smile has turned upside down. Well, let's take a listen.
Yeah. I think a few years ago, I'd met this person, and not in person, just online. And we had such a flow with talking about spirituality that, I don't know, girls get crushes and stuff. So that's probably what happened. And it wasn't like, it was that the repertoire flowed so well and the energy worked so well. But then just one day he was gone. And so everything changed. Oh, I need to get my pot of water boiling. Everything changed, and I thought at one time, well, that's fine. It's not like I can't. It's not like I can't just have a boyfriend. That's pretty easy to do. And so I did. I had a boyfriend for about a month, maybe 6 weeks. And he ended up being one of those idiot jerks that tries to control every damn thing. And he told me to fuck off. That was his exact words. Go fuck off. You can't tell me that, because I definitely will. So I climbed in this when I had the minivan. I climbed in my minivan and I was like, okay, bet. And so I started the van up and I took off. I never looked back. I blocked him. Every time I see somebody mentioning him and I'm privy to that he might be around, I block him again. I just don't even let one word slip through. I'm not dealing with that bullshittery. And I've just been by myself ever since. So yeah, I've just been hoping that he came back.
So how does that make sense? You block somebody, you cut them off at every turn, just to know where you got in your minivan and rolled out. Now anything that you think might remotely be him, you block it, but you keep on wishing he'd come back. What the fuck?
But it didn't happen. And so now I just kind of do things alone. I mean, there's offers all the time, but I don't want anything to do with it. Is anybody gonna talk? I hate doing lives where nobody talks. So for the past few years, I've just kind of been going on my own. I mean, I talk to people that hit me up or DM or chat. And because, we're humans, we have conversations. That's how it works. That's how you get to know each other. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if I really even have interest in not to say I didn't try to. I tried to have interest. but the spark, to spark my brain, just wasn't there. So I would just quickly lose interest. Yeah, so probably just not. But I like to talk to people if y'all want to talk. You were filtered. No way. Peekaboo, you were not. It was probably a word you're using. I don't know how to check that stuff, and my moderators all went away. Puff Puff was my moderator.
So that should make one wonder, why did all the mods go away?
I thought Puff Puff was my friend. Jazzy, too. I thought those were my friends and moderators, so they just kind of disappeared, too. It seems like every time I get close to somebody, they're just gone. So it's probably just best to not. Hi, Cody. Call what, Judith? I have no one. Not here, anyway. Not physically. It's just me, Bella. As always. You understand those that do what? Peekaboo, what do you understand those that do what? I do see the filter, or see eyes where you said you were filtered, but I don't see anything between it. Oh, I've been without anybody for years. Even whenever I did try to date before that, I was alone for years. I don't just randomly go out there and find somebody. I'm not that way. I wouldn't be able to be that way.
Well, maybe you should try.
Maybe I messed up once or twice back in the day, but I don't do that. I'm much older now and wiser. You keep getting filtered. Cecily, I've tried a couple different times to get my comment through. That comment went through. It's got to be the word you're using. Yeah, but I forgave myself for all that because usually it was a lot of back and forth type things, but I just stayed out of relationships and stuff because people just use each other's emotions instead of really loving each other. I know, Peekaboo, but I don't know how to change the filtered words and go through them. So whatever's on there is just kind of stuck there. And then I try to make a platform on here thinking that for somehow I'm going to be liked. And you could starve to death trying to come on here and tell people anything information-wise at all. Yeah, so I had to get a job to get a place because I thought the best way is to not hitchhike around, which is probably a lot safer. But I really don't like the working underneath people that I'm not so sure about. I don't know where all this came from or if it was even legit that they did it or anything, you know? So why do you want to be caught under somebody else's dragnet of their decisions? And it's all because I can bring Bella to work with me. Oops, I got food on my face. Sorry. I have black beans, rice, and spinach. But are you okay? Probably not. Probably not. I haven't been for a while. I just kind of been waiting for somebody that was, I thought, going to come back. And it's one of those. I mean, we never dated or anything, just friends, you know, come back around. Well, if you need it, go do that. I mean, you don't need somebody's permission. Oh, because I'm crying. Hi, Emma. You know what? Everybody that is having a hard time, they probably need somebody to come in there and push them around, you know? I'm sure it'll work good on your karmic end. I don't even want to eat. But I do need to get the house cleaned up and dishes done and stuff so that if I do take off, it's clean. I'm not leaving a mess behind. I'll just leave all the things here and maybe it'll help somebody else. Yeah, just round 3 in hell. If you don't think so, y'all should just pack a bag and leave everything behind. Go hitchhike with strangers. Tell me how it turns out. Seems like all the offers I get lately have no moral value, no compass to them. I just can't. I can't have saved myself, you know, to not have relations with somebody and then turn around and get with somebody that doesn't deserve a person that would do that. I'm eating rice, black beans, and spinach. Yeah. I mean it was intended for the action to be a very well, it was to find myself first, but I've been doing that for years. Even whenever I was dating somebody, I didn't stay around them. I took off and went my own direction. If you can't have trust with each other, you don't deserve to. Yeah. I've walked away from a relationship before because I screwed up and I couldn't forgive me with a really good person. Yeah. Yeah, it was about like 8 months into his deployment and I screwed up. So even though he begged me, do not do this, do not do this. I was like, no. He says, I forgive you. I said, no, no, no. I cannot. And you deserve better. So I walked away from that too. Hang on, let me get a napkin. And whenever I walked away from that, it's like that was the last semblance of normal life. Whenever I was with Jamie. I really didn't think I would ever fall for somebody again. Until after I met the other person online, and all we talked about was just spiritual stuff, nothing else, just spiritual. Why did you do it? So I didn't know what was going on, and I sat at home all the time. I never left. When he got PCS, or whenever he got deployed, I sat at home the whole time. We didn't have our things. There was no couch. There was no dishes. I didn't have anything at the house. And so I just kind of tried to set the house up and get our things together. And I had the kids for a little while, but then they all went back afterwards to their prospective other parents. And there came this like gap in it where for like 2 full weeks, I didn't even hear from him. Nothing, not one word, not one letter, nothing. And in that time is whenever, so first Cav had deployed and 4ID came home, and it was like 8 months into his deployment, and these girls across the street, I didn't hang out with anybody, associate with anybody, nothing. These girls across the street came over and they said, hey, we're having a little get together down here at my place. And I was like, it'd be nice to have human contact. You know, just to be around people. So I went over there, and their husbands are who came back. So their husbands were 4ID and mine was a first Cav. And so I thought it was like, yay, celebration. But then whenever I get over there, I find out that one of the girls' husbands didn't make it back yet. Like, he's still in transit coming back. But she was the one hosting the party for the everything. And so I sat over there and I drank with everybody and hung out with everybody. And basically, I don't ride and party. So I sat down on a couch and I was talking to somebody that was just playing basketball on the Xbox. It seemed like a bit more my speed, just to ask questions about the Xbox game. I'll sit there and watch somebody play Xbox or games for hours. So that's what happened, is that whole night I just talked to somebody about the Xbox and the game all night. And I watched the boys going in there on the computer and like baiting girls and stuff in. So I got a pretty first-hand eye on what they were doing to lure the girls to, you know, to get them in bed with them or whatever online. And so the next day I was already at home. So the next day, the person that I was talking to about the Xbox game just kind of showed up and they're like, hey, what's up? So I have this CD and it had some of the music that was playing on the Xbox or something like that on it. And I was like, cool. I really was sitting there singing to all these songs. So yeah, I like music. And I guess it was like a week or so that they would just kind of show up around the neighborhood or around the neighbor's house where the party was. And so just talking. But still, in this amount of time, I hadn't heard from my husband. And so I don't know what I thought, but my heart was, it was like it had released. So something happened to where it wasn't a conscious connection anymore. It was like something had happened to him to where I didn't feel him anymore. Yeah, and then just one day it just kind of happened, and then I got a phone call that like the next day or two, that my husband had been in an accident and he was cutting open this drum he with a cutting torch, and the drum had chemical in it, and those chemicals had burnt his lungs. And so they had him like put out under anesthesia, which is why I couldn't feel him anymore. But I didn't know any of these things. I was just kind of left in a new place all alone without anything. So probably being sad got me. But I never thought that I would like feel that again until somebody else came along online, and it was just simply online, just talking. Oh, by the way, the person that I cheated on my husband with, um, yeah, he ended up being a total sleaze douchebag, but I stuck in that for like 12 years, 10 years, 12 years of marriage. Yeah, because I was just determined to put myself through hell. Yeah, because Jamie never deserved it. No. So I deserved the worst of the worst. All right. I had to turn my boiling water off. Yeah, but I went through things. At um at the other person's hand that nobody should have to. It's not, nobody should go through that. Yeah. And then to do it for 12 years is just not good on anybody's mental status at that point. So I finally got smart enough after he told me that he has ended families before. And every time I had gathered evidence and brought it into the higher ups, they would hand it back to me wiped and tell me, sorry, there's nothing on it, maybe some music. But I sat there and studied it. I sat there and highlighted it. I made sure that everything was on point before I even turned it in. So I knew it was there, but every time it would come back to me wiped. Sorry, we can't see anything. There's nothing there. So I was like, okay. I took off and I left for a while. And then I ran into this girl at the grocery store that had twins. And I found out that she was dating him. And that's dangerous. That was not a good thing. It was dangerous for him to be watching little ones. And so I did definitely intervene and step my ass right back in there and wipe the slate and make her and her children go away from him. And then I just started collecting and collecting and collecting and not turning it into anybody. I just collected all the evidence, everything. Everything I could find that was still available, I found it all. I didn't know how to be a detective. I don't do computers. I barely do a phone. I use an Android because I couldn't get through the iPhone questionnaire just to get the stupid phone number on. So I do not electronic, but I did. I definitely electronicked for about a month or two. For a month or two, I just kind of held my breath, bided my time, did all the house things I was supposed to, did the dry cleaning and all the running and the errands, and also that I can collect whatever was left behind of evidence from when we were together, and anything that had to do with inappropriateness around children or on the internet or videos or stuff like that. I collected it all. But this time I had nobody to turn it into. So whenever I made my run for it, I left and I had all of it. I still have all of it. Well, kind of, it's in two places right now, but I still have all of it. And I have never been able to do anything with it. I thought I would have it for the court date, but the court date never came. Instead, I heard that you put newspaper ads out and you can get a divorce that way. And that's kind of cheating. That shouldn't be allowed, because then one person's voice gets shut out forever. And especially whenever they have big things to say. And so I tried to find where the divorce ever happened at, but every state, every county I contacted, it was like I couldn't find it anywhere. So I just set out on a mission to make me a TikTok. And I made TikTok and I started causing a bunch of fuss on here to try to get attention to just, I don't know, figure out how to get my life back. And not like a person back, but my own life back. And it's really hard to do when you have somebody that's got such far-reaching arms, as they're that high up in the military, that the brotherhood is strong in it. And then you equal that with the ranks of both parents of his and what they went on to do with their life, and that they're in three-letter agencies. It was like being suffocated. I was up against Goliath's big brother. Yeah. Still. So tomorrow I'm looking at, I should be even after work, that I get the money to pay the rent that I've already lived here for the last week. But if I don't leave after I pay it, then I start another debt. And I've been trying to make up for that by doing TikToks. If you want to donate, please go up there and touch my picture, and it has all the information under my name. I only need $100 more to stay on the positive side of things instead of on the borrowing side. Borrowing to me is the danger side, when you do it where they take care of business in a different manner. Not everything streetwise is the same legal system as most. But when you become a ghost and you can't do anything the legal ways, that's where you are. That's where you're left. So, damn. So it's kind of like a trap either way you go. I'm still not heard. I came on here, caused a bunch of fuss. For 3 years. And that didn't work. I need a tissue, sorry. Anyway, I've went on with my life, and I had tried to be accountable for everything that I do. Make sure not to hurt somebody because they didn't deserve it. Stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves. And basically what that has gotten me is a lot of people that would rather not see me make it. Like in life, in alive. Like would rather me not make it being alive. And so now wherever I go, it's going to be a little bit different on the street. Because all the standing my ground that I have done is probably not the best standing my ground that I should have done if I was going to keep living on the street. But I tried this way, and indebted to danger is not great either. So one of the people here said that their kid got kicked out in 24 hours. They hauled off his personal property, his trailer, got rid of it, disposed of it. He's handicapped, and it's like there's almost a collection here. So the only way to leave without the debt that has a chain that'll pull you back is to leave on even ground. And I have one chance to do that if I can't get ahead of the week. So I have a backpack with wheels, or a suitcase with wheels on it. And after work tomorrow, I'm probably going to be dragging that thing down this dirt road to get out of here. If you're trying to be authentic, truthful, honest, most people won't believe you. All the work that I've done to straighten myself up and not be on anything that's detrimental to my life and not harm people, to help those I've come across. It just seems like I'm alone whenever I need those things. Did everybody stop talking because I was talking? I think I deserve a future, a new future, but I can't do it in the wrong way. So if everybody that has talked to me would just be themselves so that I could even figure out who anybody is, that would make a difference. But yeah, I did once cheat on somebody that did not deserve it. Yeah, it was in my 20s. So I'm 50 now, and that was in my 20s. I think 30 years of this should be done. Yeah, I might be today, but we all came from somewhere, and maybe we didn't have it figured out then to be a good person. We were just on the path of it. You have to make a couple of those screw up mistakes, oops, and hopefully not harm somebody too bad. Whenever I did harm Jamie like that, I also walked him through I was his best friend while he dated until he found his new person. I was on the phone every night, every day with him, talking him through it. It'd be fine. It just couldn't be me. I'm always my hardest critic. Oh, I'm sorry. Trust me, it's just the snipples from, going through the hard stories. But I don't want somebody out there thinking that they did that once, and so therefore it defines them for their future. So being as honest as possible is what helps each person. A lot of my other stories have helped people. I think my dog must have rolled around in the grass. A lot of my other stories and journey has helped people, so I figured this one might help me and others. But it's not crying because somebody hurt me. It's crying because I once hurt me. Oh, and I don't like being on here crying. Y'all know I shut the camera off whenever I start doing that. So, so if this camera goes dead, you know what happened. I'm just telling you about the time where I broke my own heart. Yeah, and then the one where I thought I had found another soul that spoke with mine, and then poof, out of the blue, just gone. Like, no explanation, no bye, no nothing, just gone. And then whenever I tried to see somebody else, I just can't deal with the total buffoonery of the masculine ego wherever he thinks he owns whatever he's got. So I'm definitely not one that will sit around for that stupidity. I'll reclaim myself every time. All right, guys, if y'all want to help me get out of this debt spot and keep the camper and not be in debt, all I need to do is to collect just enough to be on the positive side of things. So if you enjoy this energy exchange where I pour myself out on on this platform here for all to see, then go ahead and help by donating to the cause right here at the top. Touch that picture right there, and it will pop up with all the information you need to help donate. No, I think that this is not a secret because I've told this story before. I just haven't told two of these stories before. Um, So one of the stories about my ex, I did definitely tell that story. And then about the other ex that ended up being a total dangerous numbskull. That one I've told before because that's why I started screaming on this platform in the first place. I have it pinned on my videos about his confession of what he gave to me so that I would come back once. So that's his entire scenario he typed out. And yes, I do have the emails still to prove it. Yeah. But the other one where just randomly, I've never, internet things do not usually do it for me. I have to be around somebody in person to feel if their imprint matches with mine at all or not. It's just how it is with my energy. Things are getting stronger where I can kind of talk to people and see it better on the internet, but only once have I ever been sure about it. Well, if you need to keep your secret, peekaboo, I mean, you just keep it. But I figure if I just lay it out there, then the honesty is out there, and there is no secret to hide behind, and maybe it will help life, either mine or somebody else's. Yeah, so I've even had a habit in my past of breaking my own damn heart. So it does build up a little wall in there where you're like, I'm gonna be very extra cautious, careful about this shit. And I ain't doing that no more to myself. And sometimes you could be a little bit too cautious. Oh, I'm feeling better now that I talked about it anyway, so it was a good thing. Same as always. She's snoring her butt off. Belly, belly. Jelly belly. Oh, did I tell y'all that somebody brought me lilies yesterday to work? Just some stranger ended up there in their car and had lilies in their car, and then just were like, well, they're poisonous to the dogs, and the dogs in her car were trying to eat them, so she gave them to me. So now I have a cup full of lilies. Isn't that cool? Just some random stranger shows up with lily flowers. I know, right? I haven't had flowers delivered to me in a very long time, so oops. So I'm gonna take it as a sign for me that I needed them. They're kind of pretty, even though they're a little falling apart. So am I. I'm not always falling apart, but right at this moment, a little bit. Aw, even AI caught on. It's about past heartbreaks and relationships. Look at you, AI. You got this. Go. Yeah, it's 11:30 and I do have to get up tomorrow. I still need to do my dishes and stuff tonight. I just boiled water. I went to the neighbors and got jugs of water. I've been here for 2 weeks and they don't even have their water running in this place. I can temporarily become a mess, but I don't like to be a mess. Look, it's my birthday on the time. All right, I'm going to get off here. I hope that my stories have either helped you get to know me better or helped you with anything you're going through. My life is messy, but my surroundings usually aren't too messy. I am one of the cleanest house moms that ever was whenever I had kids. And I didn't just have my kids. My kids were bringing home all the kids that would get thrown out of their house. As long as they were doing school, then they could stay with me. As long as they weren't beating each other up too. There was a rule about not being able to kick each other's butt. And if so, I was going to kick somebody's butt. I always threatened that, but it never happened. I did chase one kid out of my daughter's bedroom window once, but he seemed to get his pants up from his ankles pretty quickly, and he didn't fall on his face. And I thought that was pretty impressive. So it's not like I wouldn't do it if I was defending someone, but I wouldn't attack somebody because I wanted to, just because. Definitely chase them out the bedroom window they came in, though. Anyway, I had little teenage boys live in there and my daughter, so I've made my daughter and my room be the little rooms that were across the hall from each other. I put them boys in that big master bedroom in the very back to keep them down the hallway and through the kitchen. All right, good night, guys. I love you guys. Please think about donating if you can. I'm not panicking because I've done this before, so whatever happens will happen and it'll be okay. Have a good night. I loved talking to you. Come see me tomorrow. Have a good night. I loved talking to you. Come see me tomorrow.
Well, there you have it. I did see that, some of you know that she does a lot of little tiny videos, okay? 30 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever, videos throughout the day, and she posts them, and she does a lot. And of course, all of them are, if you like to donate, but she writes it on the screen. I just saw one, I think it was done earlier sometime today. Her rent is paid for the week. So, she had said that the lady at the car lot was going to pay her rent for the week and then gave her 20. And then she made another video and said, oh, the lady was going to give her the money Saturday to pay the rent. So I guess she did. So, I guess that's not too bad that if you're getting your rent paid every week by the car lot and $20 each time you come to work, hey, that's not too bad, right? It's not as bad as she has been making it out to be, right? So I will see if I can squeeze in a stupid videos of the day with some videos of hers, and I'll put that up later. So you guys have a great, safe weekend, and I will catch you on the next one.